Torrential rain along much of the eastern seaboard has brought relief for many regional communities that were running dry. But further inland, many farmers are still struggling with drought. Nadia Daly reports from the central west of New South Wales, where enough rain fell last week to bolster flagging spirits, but not enough to fill dry dams.
It's a pretty special place. It's quite spiritual for me. The family have been here since 1902. I think this is probably the driest season any of the forebears or myself have experienced, so it's a pretty tough old time.
The long dry spell through one of Australia's worst droughts in history has been a lot longer for some.
It's quite depressing at times to see those big black clouds coming towards you, and you hold out hope and you get quite anxious about it, and nothing happens. I've had an agreement with a good friend of mine that for 2 years that we'd go out and have a feed when we got 50 mils of rain. We haven't had that dinner yet, so it's been a long time between good rainfalls. So we hold out hope.
That hope has been tested in recent weeks with rain forecasts that haven't amounted to much on Chris Blunt's sheep farm near Orange, while regions on the east coast got a drenching.
Very sporadic rainfall, some people getting enormous rain, next door neighbours getting virtually nothing. So it certainly hasn't broken this drought, that's for sure.
His dry paddocks couldn't look more different to the lush green fields they were 3 years ago.
It does challenge your thinking at times how long you can keep going with it. It does start playing with your psyche a little bit. We've got about 4,500 animals on at the moment, and they're all being hand-fed. It's costing us roughly $1,000 a day with grain, loosened silage and pellets.
This is one of 30 dams on the property, but all have been dry for around 2 years now. And that's forced Chris to find other sources of water for his farm.
There's now a rush on to try and find subsurface water or bores to augment stock and domestic supplies because all the surface water's gone. The underground source has been worth an absolute fortune to us. It's been absolutely incredible.
The 3-year wait for rain has pushed him to the brink.
I've got to say we're resilient, but no one's completely infallible. And even the strongest of us starts messing with you a little bit at times.
Have you found that yourself, Chris?
Yes, it has at times affected me, yeah, I will say that. And often farmers will put themselves, third in line behind their family as far as mental health goes. And I lost a friend just before Christmas. He was feeding sheep just west of here and had a massive heart attack. He was a super fit guy, and I blame a lot of it on this damn drought.
When I bought it, it was perfect. It's lovely and green.
The dusty paddocks of Anne Noblanche's cattle stud, 50 kilometres west of Chris's farm, are in desperate need of a drenching.
The rain that I have had has been so little that in fact it's had no impact at all, obviously. We got 10 mils the other night, which was nice. It settled the dust for a day.
While some of Anne's neighbours are enjoying green pastures from some recent rain, her property has largely missed out. That means she is also hand-feeding her animals.
We're spending $800 a week on feed.
Is your business here financially viable after so long without rain?
No, it's not financially viable. It is definitely not making a profit. But that's farming. We all expect at least 1 year in every 10 to be really bad. We just don't necessarily expect 3 horrors in a row.
Having already reduced stock numbers, Anne has few options left.
You can only keep doing it for so long. I think I'm kind of there.
You've reached sort of...
Yeah, saturation point, yeah.
And it's not just the current weather situation that's weighing heavily.
I think there's a lot of anxiety about what's coming. A lot of places have had a bit of rain, but is there a complete change in climate? Or is this just a drought and in the next 5 years it's going to be just fine? I think that's what's happened. People have actually lost their inherent confidence in the overall climate and environment.
So you're talking about climate change?
Yeah.
To replace your whole flock is $1 million exercise. So you try and feed them on as long as you can, and how long is a piece of string?
It does take its toll. I think you have to be a very positive person to be on the land to start off with. But yeah, I think this has tried the best of us.
Look, this continent, it's a pretty harsh old mistress. We've had bushfires, we've had floods, we've had droughts. And I guess that's what makes Australians what they are. They're resilient, tough people, and we'll all get through this and I can come out a lot stronger at the end.
And that end could now be in sight, with patchy rain last week delivering a few dozen mils to the area, giving Anne and Chris renewed hope.
2 days ago, completely dry, and that water hole's full.
Certainly not drought-breaking, but a very good start.
Quite amazing. We're up for a good start, so wonderful news.